All right, this is Randalicious. Welcome to the 27th Hexis podcast. Those of you who are watching the YouTube video, please feel free to fill out the form in the description for some topics. Those of you who are watching stream, please feel free to put any topic suggestions that you have in the chat. We'll collect a few of them and answer them at the end. Let's get it going. Randalicious, leader of Hexis.
I'm Trance, and I have the best RuneScape Twitter at OSRS_Trance.
I'm AndreWiggins, and I'm a member of Hexis.
I'm Dr. Zoydberg. I recently maxed. I'm a 1 banana in Hexis.
I'm JackOscar. I'm currently going for max.
For me is have I registered Hexis yet for the Skilling Cup? Yeah, I did. I should be getting an email back from Ronan on what?
I'm just Ronan trying to message you. So, I don't know. Makes me laugh.
Hey, Ronan, if you're out there, please just unblock me. But Ronan will be emailing me on Monday and giving me some more information about what's going on with the cup, and pretty much like I guess I should say the rest of the details, because they really haven't given us much information about it. They didn't say that we have a full week. They didn't say any of this shit. They didn't say what skills there are. I mean, we can assume, but we don't really have that much information about the Skilling Cup. At that short, brief paragraph, that was, I don't know if you want to call it a paragraph, a couple short sentences. Moving on, the Clan Cup devlog was posted over 2 weeks ago, and they still haven't given us an update, which means it's very likely that it will run into here. Are you guys disappointed with how they delayed the cup?
A little bit, because they said it had to do with the servers, but really I think the reason they delayed it was because they wanted to make it so the data warehouse could track your XP gains outside of the skilling arena, and therefore you wouldn't have to use the skilling arena. So I'm glad they delayed it for that, because I really like how they're doing that skilling cup instead of the arena. And I'm assuming that's why they actually delayed it, was because it took them a while to get that in place.
The data warehouse has been in the game for an extremely long time, though. I can't see that.
It's been in the game, but they haven't been able to do shit with it since like a couple months ago. The thing with the Skilling Cup probably wasn't their first priority with it either. Like, they probably put, like, whoever's in charge of the data warehouse probably put a lot of work into making it track XP gains and best XP gains in 1 hour just for the Skilling Cup.
Yeah, I believe they've said before, for kind of any function of the data warehouse, Ian has to do a decent amount of engine work for it to do anything. So I'm guessing they put some effort into it.
I don't know. I'm very disappointed, though, just given that it's taken as long as it has. Back in the summer when we had this fucking 10K PvP tournament, which, don't even get me started on that bullshit. But after that, they said, yeah, we're going to be making an announcement after that, like about the PvP Cup, PVM Cup, and Skilling Cup. Why the fuck did we wait 3 months before we... Hold up. Yeah, why the fuck did we wait 3 months to get a fucking announcement about this shit? And it's just been delayed, so it's definitely going to spew over into next year. It's horrible.
Yeah, I agree with that. But disappointment is not the emotion I have. It's because I wasn't expecting them to be timely with it. It's just expected how it's played out. Just I don't have very good tolerance for JackOscar's timeliness.
Yeah, I don't really care. I mean, we're getting one per year now, aren't we? So this one's delayed, the next one's gonna be earlier. Who cares?
Yeah, I just think it's like, I'm surprised I haven't got any info on it yet. So, I mean, I'm not expecting it to even start till like, I mean, mid-December would be like pretty short notice, so it's gonna be pretty bullshit whatever happens. I'm still
Yeah.
looking forward to doing it, kind of, I guess. Would have liked some info months ago.
Well, the layout for this one is much better than the last one, so.
I will agree with that, yeah. But I
I
feel
think
like
I kind of like the arena thing, though.
I mean, I feel like that we'll talk more about that later. I know there's a question. Well, actually, next fucking one. But all right,
solved.
leave it open ended then. So like, what are you guys' thoughts about how the Skilling Cup's about to be played out this year? With it being what appears to be a week-long event, no skilling arena, data warehouse. Everyone's a possible participant for every skill. How do you guys feel about the way that it's set up?
I really like it. It's way better than last year, and it should be this way. Like whoever's your best five should be who counts. Everyone can try to be that best five. It shouldn't be predetermined before the actual competition. And as for the cup itself, I think it'll be a lot of competition between Solus and Hexis, and it's just going to be interesting to watch. I'm not going to compete myself.
Yeah, I really like it. It gives people who are like, it gives Smileys a chance to actually do something. Whereas if it were only 5 people, and if you pick someone who's not going to do, you don't think it's going to do all that well, you'd be risking it. You know, those people who we don't have a lot of faith in can prove themselves. And if if a Smiley puts up a top 5 hour, that's huge, and we're gonna congratulate those people and maybe do something for them. Hopefully I can get a top 5 hour in each skill. That'd be sick as well. And it also gives clans who don't have a lot of people in their clan a chance to participate as well. Imagine if Requiem were still around, they'd actually have enough people. Even Vision from 5-6 months ago, if they were still around, would actually have a shot at placing top, because you don't need 5 people. Get multiple hours and multiple skills.
Yeah, I think that's a good thing for me, is like participation. Like even like small clans and big clans can get as many members as they can involved. It looks like they haven't said anything about a cap on how many members you can put forward. So I guess it's just nice that everyone can get involved, even if they've got no proof that they can even do the skill. They can at least give it a go.
Yeah, I think that it's definitely set up a lot better than what it has, or than what it was last year. The whole everyone being a possible participant, that plays to our advantage. So I mean, obviously, I'm gonna like things that give us an advantage. We have a lot. We have a lot of numbers. We have got a lot of depth. Us being able to have everyone being a possible participant. Like you hear about these, like they're talking about these smaller clans being able to actually compete. Like this helps out even like clans like us and Solus even more as well, just because of how many people that we have and they have. Like what I also like about this is that it's really taking like the absolute best. Whereas last year, if someone wasn't available during the 12-hour time frame during the Skilling Cup, they weren't able to compete in that skill. But I like that it's outside of the skilling arena. That means shit, we're gonna be getting XP for this shit. Whereas last year you went into the arena and you did shit for no XP. It's really, you got your guys putting their best foot forward, and it's just taking the best of the best of the best of the best and the luckiest. And it's I think it's set up a lot better. I like with the way the scoring is, I'm sure the scoring is going to be the exact same. Although one thing that I'm not going to be looking forward to is for Hunter. I don't want it to be like a Hunter week, because that like shit, man, it's pretty like you're gonna be there's gonna be motherfuckers ragging the fuck out of people. I think that to prevent that, perhaps now feel free to pitch some other suggestions, but I think perhaps maybe a different way of doing that would be maybe just instead of having like one skill per week, you have like let's say that we still do the same 5 skills that there were last year. Perhaps maybe have it to where like you got 4 weeks to do any of those 5 skills during that 4-week time frame. You know what I'm saying? Like,
they're really gonna rag someone from like a week break though. That's
Yeah, you got a whole week.
Hey man, still.
If it was 12 hours, I would return, but a week is a week. Come on.
Hey, I don't know, but I really like
Like
this.
4 in the morning.
I really like that it's taking the best of the best, and it's one thing that I think is a little flawed with it though is that it appears as if you have 200 mil XP in that skill, you're not going to be a possible participant for it. I'm not going to be able to compete in thieving, and I would have really liked to, but it does give us an advantage as well. Like, I mean, I feel bad for Solus. Like, they got several people with 200 mil hunter who would have, like, let's say it was in the skilling arena where you get no XP. It's just based on the junk you get. They're gonna be missing several motherfuckers off what would have been their hunting. So they take quite a hit there. Where, for us, the only guy we'd be missing off that is Case. Like, I mean, I feel like a lot of things have like even given us a greater advantage with stuff like this, and it's meant to be more fair as well. Just given like everyone's a possible participant, because then that allows smaller clans to compete, and it being outside of the skilling arena to where like you don't have to have a schedule. Oh, shout out to Ronan. I said that I think we should have a lot more than like the 12-hour time frame that we had last year. I say, you know what, give us at least 3 days or some shit. With it appearing like it's gonna be a week, that's some good shit. It's just at least 3 days or some shit. With it appearing like it's gonna be a week, that's some good shit. It's just set up a lot better. Alright, on the recent Q&A, Alfred was showing off a new farming mini game on it will obviously be inefficient for farming XP, given that EHP rate set at like a fucking mill or whatever it is. But this is a different, fast-paced farming game, and it seems like this is something that you'd be able to train. From what I saw, the 5 minutes of it, looks like it could end up being some pretty damn good farm XP per hour, given that there's no wait time and you're just constantly training it. But what rewards do you think they should offer with it so that it won't be dead content, though? Because, like, I really don't know. Like, perhaps maybe they could have it to where this little farming mini game, let's say maybe it has like if you do a certain amount of it and you get whatever the fuck you're pretty much unlock some farming patches if you get if you do a certain amount of it, you know, like give it an extra or an extra fruit tree patch, an extra regular tree patch, or an extra just more patches. I think would be the best thing to offer with it, to give it some use or not make it dead content. Otherwise, I really don't know. I don't think people will sit there and do a fast-paced mini game for like 60k farming XP per hour.
I don't really think they need any rewards. Just decent XP, like. As long as it's better than Calquet, like thingy, where you dig up and plant Calquets. As long as it's better than that, people will do it, like already doing Calquets, so.
Yeah, I think that's a decent idea. If it offered an alternative to doing trees, like you could do the mini game for like, I don't know, 100k, 150k XP an hour. Like obviously we're still not going to do it, but people that really do want to level their farming, then maybe they can.
Yeah,
I also thought of something like fertile soil tabs, maybe. I guess it could be useful to healers, specifically. They can't use lunars. I don't really know if they'd be useful, though. I don't know. Sorry.
Oh, no. This is much needed content because the Iron Man mode specifically, because it's such a Zora escape mode that anything that provides an alternative to Zora is really needed in farming, so it could be good for that niche.
Well, yeah, I also think that if they just make it like 100K an hour where you don't lose money, people will do that. Like, even though that sounds ridiculous to us because farming's $1 million an hour and it's not that expensive, people will actually do that. People hate doing tree runs, like casuals. They will do this, if, like, even decent 100K. They probably make it less than that, honestly. It'll probably be like 50K. It even gives good XP. Someone in chat said a farming outfit. I think that's pretty dumb. 5% boost of farming, it's not going to do much. Kind of a cop-out to just keep adding those skilling outfits to stuff. Then they could do something like more tangible rewards. Like, you know, there's Juju potions in RS3 where you drink them and you get like, I don't know what exactly they don't they give like double ore or something?
I don't know what the fuck that shit is.
Well, like,
Yeah.
Juju potion. There's a farming mini in RS3
Fuck's a
and you
Juju
get these
potion.
get these Juju potions and you drink them and you get like there's like one that gives like double ore and shit. I think they could do that, but then not make it give more XP in mining and stuff. So like if you're mining Runite, you drink the potion and there's a chance of getting double ore, but it doesn't give double XP, so it's not OP. Because like nobody fucking does it anyways. They may as well give those people a boost. Just an idea.
Do you think it would be bad if they made it to where it unlocked extra patches? I think that they'll
not.
definitely be coming out with like, I would be very surprised given how big of this fucking landmass Zaya is supposed to be. I would be shocked if they did not have a new palm tree patch and a new magic tree patch. But do you think, I don't know, do you think there's any way that they don't come out with that?
What, a new?
Say
Oh, there will be new
Like
patches.
new patches,
Yeah, I don't know if they should
like
lock it
tree
behind
patches. I know that they've said shit about like these other little shit, but
I mean, Zaya is half the size of the current map. There will definitely be patches somewhere on Zaya. I just don't think they should lock it behind this.
well, I guess that was me just answering the question how to make it not dead content.
Yeah, I know. Well, they did say that this would be part of the family that specializes in farming, and so I guess it would make sense for that. For specializing in that family, you also get patches. I guess it could be linked to that. Yeah.
All right. All right. Given the content that's already been announced, the Bloods, Souls, this little farming game, and what is to come, how do you think Zaya will change the way you play future, if at all? Andrew.
Oh, for me, I'm looking at soul ring crafting as the biggest change.
I skipped over a question. I'm a jackass. All right, sorry.
Are we going to do that one next, I guess?
Yeah, keep it going.
Okay. I mean, I'm probably not going to do the farming minigame, as I said, unless it gives some like useful reward. I don't really like minigames, but yeah, the Blood and Soul runes, I'd rather not do them because I kind of just like Abyss. So I guess I mean I will do them if they're worth it though. So I guess yeah, that's if it's worth doing. Basically, it will affect the way I play.
I mean, this mini game, like all of Zaya, there's gonna be something on there that affects how we play. I know they said they would pull anything that is better than a current method, but there's still gonna be something like just a new farming patch just to change your route up on your farming run. And even though they're gonna pull this better than existing content, Blood and Souls passed. So what's to say some other shit like a new agility course isn't gonna pass?
I think there's a pretty high possibility we could see like a level 95 course at like 70 to 75k XP per hour. Something that's
a course.
I don't think it'll be something that's as easy as Artie is, where you can do the whole obstacle mindlessly without any camera angle changes and anything like that. I think there's a possibility. that. But oh yeah, anything that comes into the game that's efficient will change the way that I play through Zaya. Yeah, won't do the farming mini game unless for some reason you have to do it to unlock some patches. But looking forward to siding with these families, get a little boost from that shit. But the whole blood and soul rune thing, commented on this several weeks ago. I have not runecrafted on my main in nearly 2 years, and I have no plans of ever crafting. So it really doesn't affect me directly. So I could say that I don't care, but it's not really gonna affect me or the way that I play. That.
Bible bro, got
Well, if it's efficient, I will do it. That's about it. There's bound to be efficient stuff in there, so.
Yeah. All right,
It's gonna
so
change how I play.
moving back up to the question that I fucking skipped. How do you feel about them developing Zaya without pulling purely on the basis that Zaya as a whole was passed? Like they said that they'd only be pulling, like as Trance said, like they'd only be pulling like new best methods and shit like that. Do you think that they have too much freedom?
No. I think they're doing a good job with the freedom that they have. I guess the farming mini game I think is really great. Not gonna do it, but people will. I guess not gonna be dead content. Promise people will actually do that shit. And if they stay true to their sort of mantra of we're not gonna anything that's better than existing content we're gonna pull, then I really have no problems with them developing.
Your
Yeah,
mic
same.
cut out.
Mine?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the whole thing?
No, I just
Just the
Oh.
end.
I assume you're done. Anyway, I don't have a problem with it either. Like, they're announcing something that's really shit. Like, people are gonna complain and they're gonna scrap it. So no biggie.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't heard many people backlashing this farming mini game. Let them have some freedom. They're creative motherfuckers. Let them do what they're paid to do, and let us bitch about if we don't like it or not, or even if
So it should be.
Let them have some freedom. I'm very excited to see what they could possibly do.
Yeah, it's their game. They're the developers. They're allowed that freedom. So I'm not upset that they have freedom of their own game. No.
As long as we can veto it, it's fine.
Yeah, I think as of late they've done. I think when they're given the chance to just kind of develop their own shit, I think it's a good thing. They do come up with good ideas. I like the team as a whole right now with kind of like Ghost, John C, and Ash. I really feel they've got like quite a good dynamic in terms of how they design things. So I feel like Ghost does have some input on that, even though maybe he doesn't, but I think he does. And yeah, I like what I'm seeing so far in terms of ideas, as long as it's balanced. I mean, I'm not going to be happy with anything really, but as long as it's not too bad, I'm not going to cry.
All right. So moving down then, do you guys think that the proposed XP per hour for the Soul and Blood runes is fair, or do you think it should be altered?
Again, rather see it runecrafting not be updated, but the game does have to move forward, and I guess it's not too bad. I still feel like the souls are a little bit high in XP per hour, but I have like no idea how you do them yet. So maybe they're AIDS as fuck and like actually difficult. I'm not expecting it to be that way, but maybe it is, so I have to wait and see. It also depends on how much GP per hour they bring in, which I'm guessing is dependent on the new spell book and how strong it is.
Yeah, I think it's fine. Like, it's hard to tell right now. I don't know the GP per hour, etc. But like, as it is, I can't really tell if it's gonna be more efficient than doing gnats and lavas. So that's a good sign.
so far they've lowered it 3 times, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
It's a good trend.
So yeah, it's a good trend. Apparently there's been a lot of backlash, which is good. But I could see this devaluing PRS even further because you can't use pouches, but it's higher XP per hour, so you're going to need like less than half the PS to 200 mil. So
You can't use pouches?
They said they could.
Yeah.
It seems like it might not be bankable given that you can't use any pouches either.
Yep.
Like, do you know how much fucking XP you will be? Like, if you're getting 45k XP per hour without any...
XP per S is going to be through the roof.
Oh my god, can you fucking imagine? It's...
Like, I'm thinking like, it's going to be like 20 XP per S.
Yeah, it
At
3
least.
times what's currently... Yeah, because like, think about it, you're going to be getting that kind of rate without a pouch. Seems like it was without a bank. And you also have to incorporate it in the time that you got to take to get this dark essence shit. There's gonna be those XP drops are gonna be fat as fuck for rune crafting.
Imagine that, man.
Oh my god.
But anyways, I really like Blood and Soul Altar because it's not going to be efficient for anybody really. People will still do it. Like, people hate rune crafting at 25k an hour with Abyss, and people hate rune crafting and losing money through lavas. This fits that niche of people who don't really care that much about efficiency. They just want to get 99 in a skill they fucking hate and not lose any money. There's going to be a lot of people doing Souls and Bloods because of that reason, even though the lack of XP make it better than lavas for alt scapers and people like that, and the lack of GP doesn't make it better than Nats for people who don't use an alt and make money through Nats. That's why I love it so much. And on top of that, this update significantly reduces the chances that they ever do ZMI, which would probably be pretty OP. So I really like it, the update.
Talking about the ZMI, I think it totally eliminates any chance of that coming in. Now, I never did any ZMI. That was right around the time that I stopped playing. No, never mind. That shit came out in 07 for some fucking... What kind of XP race were motherfuckers getting there?
A ZMI?
Yeah.
Like 55k plus, and that was like the AHK days, so you'd probably get 60k. And not to mention, the profit would be much higher in 07 because S is so cheap. So, I mean, they'd balance it if they actually did it, but they're not going to do it now, right?
I think this is definitely a huge step in the direction of making EMI not a possibility whatsoever. Like, I can't imagine them putting it in after something like that. Did you get soul and blood runes from the ZMI back in the day?
Leonard put in chat that if the XP per essence goes up quite heavily with soul and blood runes, that should reduce the time you have to farm Zora by a significant amount. So that's a decent Iron Man update, I think.
Oh, that should be pretty big.
I mean, I think it's going to be like 25. I think you're going to be making like 1,200 to 1,800 runes an hour. So like, it's going to be like 25 XP per S, something crazy.
Alright, so they announced that we got a new guy added to the team. His name is Jed, the junior content developer. What's your guys' first impression of this motherfucker? What do you expect from him? And just how do you feel?
Honestly, he looks like kind of a noob. He said he was like a PKer. You know, yeah. So, but you know, he's only developing the Christmas event so far. So, you know, they got him out on something easy, I guess.
Ease him in.
Yeah, so I don't watch the Q&As really, so I didn't really get to see what he said or anything. But I followed his Twitter account, and he tweeted out, "Don't waste my time with basic memes." As his first tweet. So I'm expecting big things from him.
I think that's a bad tweet personally, and I had the best RuneScape Twitter, so
Yes, he's the judge. It seems fine. I'm more interested in the names will come up for him. What Hitler in the chat, guys?
I saw a lot of this. Yeah, there's shitloads of memes to do with him.
Doesn't take long.
One different quality.
I'm very determined to get this motherfucker to follow me on Twitter. I have had several consecutive days in a row where I have had some fire-ass tweets. My last week on Twitter has been very strong. I was slacking for a while, but I'm back at it again. Jed, follow me, motherfucker. I don't like that first tweet from him, but it doesn't seem like he has much experience playing the game. Like said he was a PKer. PKers now. For all you PKers watching, feel free to flame me because all I do is fucking skill. So I'm gonna sound very hypocritical when I say this. He doesn't really do much else than one fucking thing, and I don't feel like he just doesn't know a lot about the game. What I've seen. I have not watched the Q&A of it yet because I don't ever watch them, but I will actually watch this. I don't ever keep up with that shit, so I didn't even know that this guy was potentially being hired, that they were looking for anyone or anything like that. So this is a surprise to me that they hired someone.
Not an Asian grill, so that's a bad thing.
Alright. So Mod Matt K said some Dead Man Mode worlds will be reverted back to normal worlds soon. Do you think this is because Dead Man Mode is dying or what?
Yeah, it has to be. There's no other reason, just the logical answer there.
Well, I mean, didn't you already plan to revert them back after the initial burst of people? So I think dying is a bit harsh. At least dying though, but
Yeah, I mean, it's just the initial hype. The initial hype is dying, you know.
Yeah.
Well,
that's expected. So.
Yeah. But you know, it's like this goes back to a couple weeks ago when we said that we didn't think Dead Man Mode would last long because you know there's so many people who start Dead Man Mode off, and the first time they die, they never log back on.
Oh, I would like to see some data on that. You know how they, like, they had data on like how many people have been killed, how many people have killed someone else. I would love to see the data on how many people.
They
they're
spat out some numbers on the stream last week or 2 weeks ago. Nothing crazy like that, but just like like the amount of people who've died and stuff like that. Also, the reason why moving worlds is important for Deadman is because if everybody's spread out on like a dozen worlds and there's only like 1,000 people playing, then it's kind of lame. So you want to make people, you want all the worlds to be very populated.
Yeah. I mean, there's not much to say on it. Everyone made the points. A few more Blood-filled worlds back. That's about it.
Did anyone get their home world back?
Well, I hope somebody gets their home world back. I saw some people complaining.
I would have been so pissed had 46 been taken out. Pretty happy that more worlds are coming back. As Zoe said, more Bloodville worlds. I saw Jace yesterday tweeted that he went to literally every single world at the Hellhounds, and every single world was taken.
Yep.
I'm sure he's gonna start using Taverly now, but every single world was filled. I mean, Dead Man Mode. There's 9 Dead Man Mode worlds if remember correctly, right? That's a lot of fucking worlds.
Yeah.
That's a lot of fucking worlds. So
That really isn't viable because the spawns are still like 1 minute there. They haven't updated them.
really, what do you mean? What the fuck do you mean?
Taverly?
The hounds take like over a minute to spawn. It's ridiculous.
In Taverly.
How?
Yeah.
Why?
What?
They just haven't updated the spawn rate.
I don't believe that.
What?
Yeah, I don't believe, I don't, like, that, if that's actually true, that means they had to go around to each individual NPC in the game and program their spawns, and that's not how they did it when they fixed that spawn rates.
I'd have
I don't know,
I'd
I've
have
been
to see
doing-
it to believe. Have you?
Like Jay said, I have 83 mil Slayer now, and the towns are always full there, so I go to Taverley, but they spawn like in a minute. Just saying, personal experience.
Dick Lim also says Neves Cave has fastest he thinks. This would be something interesting to ask Ash, I guess. He'd probably know.
Well, I mean, yeah, I've not slayed much, so I'd have to see it to believe it. But that is a good question for Ash to see what's up with that. And if those spawn times are different, now, do you guys think that shit should be the same?
Oh yeah. Just for the purpose of there should be more Hellhounds. It's just full as fuck. Like you can't slay at peak times at all.
There
Suppose
should
you don't
just
say
there
much.
should just be no inefficient ass motherfuckers out there killing shit. Fuck it, don't if you can't slay efficiently, don't slay.
Or slay in fucking Taverley. Because if you're not using the cannon, you don't care about the spawn rates.
I'd like to see them make it so you can't in Taverley, but the ones in Neves Cave don't drop Smouldering Stones. Then I could have the room. Because people would go kill those ones for the chance of that sweet 400 drop.
I'm surprised they're so crowded. I'm surprised the people doing Hellhound tasks aren't just doing the boss.
Yeah, but it's got a reasonably high Slayer requirement. You got to consider it's like quite a, it's a pretty common Slayer monster.
People with
Yeah.
like 90 plus Slayer. Never. Yeah, just never. I don't even know what I was gonna say. All right, but what are you guys' thoughts on the proposed Dead Man tournament Mod Matt K was talking about potentially hosting for
Oh,
next
God.
spring? Give a little background on it. Yeah, he said it would kind of be like team-based Dead Man game mode, where they have several hours or days. I think it was hours or days to gather resources and then kill other teams, and then like last team standing wins. You make of that? How do you feel about it?
Sounds cool.
Sounds cringe.
I mean, let me also include that I believe that they said it'd have like a $5,000 cash reward.
Yeah.
There'd be money
I want
involved.
to see some reward for the skilling too.
I mean, do you think that there should be a prize for motherfuckers who win this? The PVM Cup, the PvP Cup. Well, actually, fuck that. The PvP Cup. We unofficially already had that bullshit this year. But do you think that there should be money to those who win the PVM Cup? Like, I feel like it would be difficult to give like the Skilling Cup or the PVM Cup like money for winning because of how many motherfuckers there actually are that are participants in those. Whereas you would have perhaps like a team of 5 for this Deadman mode shit, and I think from what I heard, like
you win and cash out your $14.
like for this Deadman mode, if you got like you've got like teams of 5 and you have like, all right, like everyone starts on Tutorial Island and let's say 48 hours, like you can, I don't know, just like I feel like it would be pretty good to watch. Although I can't imagine people that are participating in it, streaming it, showing any strategies or where their progress is currently at or anything like that though.
Yeah, are they trying to make it like another esports thing, like PvP tournament? That seems stupid. They shouldn't spread out their content like that. Just focus on the PvP tour and try to make that better, if anything.
Yeah, I mean, as far as tournament ideas for RuneScape go, I guess it's a more interesting one, I think. Because it's, well, I don't really know. But I feel like I'd be more interested in it. But RuneScape isn't an esport, and I think, any tournament's going to be fucking stupid if it's for money.
Did I just hear that basic
personally,
ass iPhone text tone?
Maybe, WhatsApp.
Come on. You can do
I was gonna
better.
say,
You can do better
kinda
than
like it
stock
if Randy would
sounds.
stop talking out of place. I like this because it's gonna be so much more interesting than watching fucking Ronan and Archie circle jerk about people barraging other people like they did last year. No offense to them, they really had nothing to talk about during the PvP Cup. And the way Matt K was talking about this was it was gonna be like a live event like the PvP Cup was, where Ronan, Archie, and whoever else they invite are gonna be there, commentating over it. This is going to be much more interesting because there's going to be like, in theory, like 8+ teams at a time. So there's always going to be something to like jump to and talk about. Whereas, just watching people barrage other people and, oh, he switched to smite. It's so boring. But this is actually going to be like probably pretty fun to watch, honestly.
Yeah,
I don't know, that got me pretty hyped.
I felt like they were really trying to force some enthusiasm during that PvP Cup. Like, I know we talked about this several months ago. Like, Lord knows how much they would have to fake their enthusiasm if they were live commenting on a skilling cup. My God. But yeah,
The Chinchompa ran away.
I think Cap King was hosting the Skillet Cup. It would be pretty hype.
oh that
I don't know.
What the fuck's he doing with that snow?
Holy
Willows
shit.
to the pillows.
It would
20k viewers right there.
it would be a whole lot of fun. Like I think it would be fun just listening to them trying to fake enthusiasm for a skilling cup.
How do you guys think this will compare to non-RS players compared to the PvP tourney?
What do you mean?
Like how it will appeal to any like viewers that don't play RS?
Oh, not at all. It wouldn't. like, why the fuck am I watching this guy fish?
Not
What
like
is?
objectively.
Yeah,
Relatively.
I don't think it would be fun
like
for.
the stream when the PvP was going on, it had like more viewers than RS players exist. So.
I feel like the dev MMO
I
thing,
think,
you won't really have to fake any enthusiasm or anything. You can talk about the progress that they're making, what they're doing, anything like that. Like, oh, these guys are currently, like, oh, you got one of these guys are mining, getting the ore that they need to, then smith it into fucking armor that they need, anything like that. I don't fucking know. I feel like there's a lot more that can be talked about instead of people in full armadil and arums overheading, de-spearing, and barraging.
Yeah, that's definitely a good point. There'd be like plebby gear involved maybe, which would be kind of a lot more fun, I guess.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like if you only got 48 hours to get your shit together, you ain't gonna see people in full armadil and all that like all the shit that they allowed like in the PvP Cup. I think it would be a lot of fun to watch. You would really have to put a lot of planning into it to ensure getting your team the best food, supplies, armor, and everything in time for the fucking beatdown.
Kind of made it sound like it would be like pre-made maps. Like you ever played like H1? I never played H1Z1 or like Battle Royale, where like you spawn in and run around the map to try to find gear. So like I'm not sure if it's gonna be you start off at level 3. I think you might start off like max level, then you gotta run around the map and like find different gear places. I don't know. We'll have to wait until they say more about it.
From a viewing standpoint, would you rather watch them start as level 3s or let's say like start at level 3, start at like level 70 or like 70 combats or max combat? Which would you prefer?
I'd rather see like max combat, but it only lasts a few hours. Whereas if they do it at level 3, it'll have to last several days. And the few hour matches could actually be live streamed to the whole thing. Start at max combat. You start at max total, and then you have to watch people run around and make magic short bows, which will only take like 5 or 10 minutes. But it's something that you would have to do. Maybe someone would try to mine like full rune or some shit.
Yeah, otherwise you'll have to expect people to like stay awake for 48 hours playing this shit.
Yeah.
I think that'd be funny as fuck, man.
Endurance.
Yeah, endurance skilling and like collecting, shit like that. I don't know, I think I'd rather... The problem is, I guess they're going to have to do it where, you know, there's no PvP allowed for 2 days or something, because otherwise they can't really cast for like 2 days. So you're going to miss a lot of shit. So I'm guessing there's going to be prep time. So I think I'd rather see them start at like a decent combat level, not max, but maybe like 50s in combat stats, something like that.
Like, is this actually happening though, or is it like Matt K
Well, they
being
said they
cringy
wanna
and
do it, so-
speculating?
I don't know.
Yeah, like Matt K said it, right?
Oh yeah, yes,
He says a lot of shit. Yeah, he's got some like
I don't know.
ideas.
Are we mad at all about the $5,000 prize, or?
Nah.
Nah,
No, not really.
Just
All right.
pennies.
it's Spanish, yeah.
It's only 1,000 for each person. It's not only that. If it was like 100K, I'd be kind of jealous. You know, it's like, wow, the guy, your salary off one thing, but
All right, so update that came on Thursday was the Zora scale fishing. Currently, now to my understanding, current rates, money make it completely dead content, being somewhere like at level 99, it's apparently around 20 to 25k fishing XP per hour, and less than 200k GP an hour. They are like the only thing that the only kind of people that should do this are people who have previously been fishing sharks. Like they're worse XP, like they're half the XP and half the money of dark crabs. They're significantly less money and XP than monkfish as well. But do you think it should be buffed? What did you kind of to take on the update?
Well, I think what you can take from it is that scales have gone up, so it's obviously like a flop of an update. But I don't know. I don't really see what kind of gap is filling, because as
Yeah,
far as
like-
fishing goes, you've already got quite a good variation of what you can do. So like
Yeah.
whatever you do, it's either got to be like worse than dark crabs or it's not good. But I mean, like people don't have their extra dark crabs, so I guess monkfish would be the comparison. And I don't know. I don't see why there was it to be filled. So I'm guessing the only gap to be filled was like Zora scales, and the turning items into Zora scales was far superior to this. So I don't know. I just think it's a pretty pointless. I guess if they increased the scales, it dropped. But I don't even know what that would achieve, because that's just kind of like falsely increasing the money you get from it.
They should just like artificially like flood the market with scales. Be done with it.
Yeah.
All right. I think like that the gap that it fills, like what I'm saying, like is for those who were previously fishing sharks and think that dark crabs and monkfish aren't AFK enough and have too high of risks. Like is at this point in time, I think it's pointless as fuck. I will say I'm glad that they made it as bad as they did upon release, given that it's a lot, as I said, like it's a lot easier to buff something than it is to nerf something. I don't know what I think would be ideal, maybe something a little bit less than Dark Crabs in terms of GP to XP, but I'd be cool if it got up to like, shit, 35, somewhere between like 35 to 40k XP and 400k. Like, I mean, really, they need to almost double what it's currently at.
It doesn't fill any gap, because the people do sharks because they don't want to do quests for monkfish. You need like some pretty long quests for this anyway. So people just want to AFK shark, not cut fish.
yeah, this update was a big flop because people, because the whole point of the update was to make price of scales go down because people need them for like blowpipe and stuff. And it actually made scales go up because everybody thought scales were going to go down in price, so they sold all their scales off for the update. And when they realized it was a bad update, they tried to buy them back, and now scales have gone up. Not by much, but like,
Pretty funny.
the point is they didn't go down. I'm not sure if it's because they really just have no understanding of the meta, or if it's because they purposely...
Shit, I think I just
Uh,
disconnected
Yeah, I think yes.
again.
But
All right, Trans,
good?
yeah, I was lagging. If you could just repeat the part where you said they have no understanding.
The meta.
I'm wondering if JackOscar doesn't have a good understanding of the fishing and skilling meta, or if they purposely set the XP rates and GP rates lower, and then they plan on buffing them in the future to see, how far off the mark they were. I mean, I hope that's the case because I think they shouldn't put time into stuff that no one does, which is what this is currently.
I think they did it on purpose. Like the same thing with the Infernal Pickaxe. Like they made it like ridiculously low where it's unusable, and then they buffed it like 2 weeks later. I think it's fine. They'll do the same thing here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure in the near future we will see some buff to this because it's just useless right now.
Not even bottable.
Alright, so it's been a little bit over a month since the Zulra nerf. Have you seen any noticeable changes stem from nerf yet?
Didn't mahogany planks and rune bars go up quite a bit? Not
Yeah,
sure.
room bars are at an all-time high, sitting at about 14.2k each. Which is fucking mind-blowing. I think mahogany planks have gone up as well, but I think that's a little bit of that's part and due to the like whole construction update that they're gonna be doing. Fuck knows when, with like the whole all these other rooms and like you can have like a boss pet room, other things like that. I think that's more of a cause for the increase in price
Yeah.
in mahogany planks.
Yeah, anyways, the actual Zolanda teleports are still only like 1.5k each. Last time I checked, which isn't that expensive. They're still very, very much worth it to use. I'm kind of surprised they haven't gone up to like 6k yet. Wondering when that's going to happen. It has to happen at some point because you only get one or two every like 10, 20 kills. So there's much more leaving the game from people killing Zulrah than there are coming into the game killing Zulrah. So at some point, those Zolanda teleports have to go up in price. I'm kind of curious as to when that will be.
Mod Web has been doing work recently, so a lot of the raw materials like chins and debones that went up isn't related to this, in my opinion. But one thing that was 6 weeks ago, death runes were hovering consistently around 300 each. Now this nerf made them go to about 250 each. I did notice that.
Yeah, I think prices have changed a bit, but I don't really think it's because of like actual like a reduced flux of items from Solra, just like speculative behavior or other reasons. Because like you can't be like people haven't stopped doing Solra because of the teleports going up in price. I don't think they have enough. Like why would they have?
Didn't they make Zulrah harder? Like after the Jad phase, people say like it gets more random. Therefore, if you're bad, it gets harder.
Apparently, but I don't think it's relevant, really. Like, people said it didn't really affect anything. But
Yeah,
it
not
is
if you're
slightly
good.
harder. But, yeah, I mean, I don't think the prices going up are, like, directly related to this nerf. Maybe it had some kind of impact, but the impact it has is going to be shown, maybe 6 months to a year down the line. But as of now, I don't think it's been significant. That nerf specifically.
Alright, so they recently came out with the, as of right now, they're pretty much cosmetic. But the different max capes with the God capes, the Avas, and the Fire cape. Have you, for those of you who are maxed, sorry, Jack, have you bought one of the new capes? How do you think they look?
So I got the McDonald's cape for Slayer, which looks terrible, let's be fair. That's the max cape, fire cape, for anyone who doesn't know. Yeah, that one looks awful. I mean, I'm only wearing it so I can show off that I'm a snowflake and better than everyone else who's doing Slayer. I bought the Gothics one because I thought it looked kind of cool. And again, so I could kind of diversify myself and show off. But I've just been wearing the normal one. I think it just looks the best out of any of them so far. Maybe the Audi Cloak one will look cool when they do that. Yeah, I think they all look pretty shit. But it's nice we can use max capes at least in combat.
Yeah, I agree with that. I only have the McDonald's cape as well, the fire cape, but I think the normal fire cape looks better than it. I only wear it for like the 1 out of 100 people that will give me more respect and hop and Slayer instead of just crashing me. If it gives me 1% better respect,
Yeah,
then
for
sure.
every one person that does this, there's like 5 people crashing you because of it.
Yeah, I would feel like that puts more of a target on your back than oh, he's a good guy. Being like, no, fuck this Max motherfucker. He can fuck off. I feel like that would happen
This guy's
significant. I think that would happen a lot more than, oh, he's Max. I guess I'll hop.
Yeah, it goes both ways, yeah.
I'd crash you because of it.
I think that the Fire Cape Max Cape looks god awful. It's just too fucking yellow. I don't like it. But I feel like the other ones look pretty good. I'm never gonna use any of the other ones, but like I'm not gonna waste. I'll say maybe I'd fuck around. Now people talking about this Artie Cape, Max Cape. I've not done any of the Artie Diaries, but I like purple. I would love to see some kind of purplish. Fuck 'em, throw in a little bit of yellow tint, a purple yellow Artie Cape. That I may be tempted to buy, but I don't see myself buying any of the ones that are currently out there. Especially since it's a fucking 2.3 mil that you're putting into the bitch as well.
Yeah, it's pretty stupid that you have to buy like a new max cape for every perk, don't you?
Well, no.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah, it's just simply just for cosmetic shit.
Yeah, like 10 mil for a cosmetic, but that doesn't even look good.
I have the Avas because it looks really good with Graceful, and I'm a born again fashion scaper. Thank you.
Yes,
you,
either
Randy.
way.
Thank you,
Either
Randy.
ways.
I was expecting an outburst. Anyways, yeah, born again fashion scaper. So I got like 3 different max capes. Got the Avas. I got the fire cape. No, I haven't used it yet, and I got like the default one. I like them really. I think it's pretty cool, and hopefully they add more in the future. They said they would do a Artie Cloak one. Not sure when that's actually coming. But yeah, I think the purple one actually look kind of cool.
Yeah, alright. Moving on. What are your guys' thoughts on the current prices of the Dragon Bones? I had a nice tweet about them, but what are your guys' current thoughts on the price of D-Bones? Like currently right now, Prayer is twice as expensive as where it was a year ago.
Someone on Twitter, I think it was PMod Thanks, posted something about this, and he was talking about how basically trying to raise awareness of the fact that Green Dragon is actually really good GP per hour, like better than Wyverns. And hopefully people catch on to that, because there's a lot of people who kill Wyverns on their mains. Those people new Green Drags were just as good, they'd probably move over there.
Aren't Green Drags crowded as fuck though?
Are they? I remember.
I assume they were.
Well, hold on. There is no way they are as crowded as Wyverns are. Like,
Yeah,
I've never killed a fucking Green Dragon, but I already know it's gonna be less packed than Wyverns.
Well, there are more bots at Green Drags, there aren't there?
Well, they ain't letting those motherfuckers get to the ditch. They are banned before they get to the ditch, dude.
But yeah, if you kill them near the Graveyard of Shadows, you can just teleport there with Ancient. I think it's Karalongar or whatever, and you're right there at the Green Drags.
I think the Corporal
probably, like,
Beast
the most
teleport also
populated
gets you
spot.
pretty fucking close there as well if you're
Yeah,
too much
yeah.
of a bitch to do the quest.
Well, you would need 96 magic, I guess. Like, you wouldn't go to Ancients to teleport there, but no, you can use a tab. Yeah, just use a tab.
It's got to be close to 1 mil an hour without the wilderness.
Oh, it's over.
elite.
It's over that. Yeah.
Over 1 mil an hour now.
And
yeah.
with the will the elite, and you tank all the PKers, it's over 1.5 mil an hour.
Yeah.
You're in level 28 wilderness, so if you see PK, you just teleport to edge. Like they're only gonna
Yeah.
get you if you don't see them and your dragon dies.
Keep yourself in combat, and you see a motherfucker
Yeah.
out there, fuck it, don't even risk it. Glory out. How do you guys feel about the inverted and black Santa hats in the Christmas dev blog? Will you guys be wasting XP to get those? What do you think about them?
So I don't give a shit about cosmetics, let alone the Santa hats. I will do the Christmas event. I will do the Christmas event just to get the reindeer hat, because I don't have it yet.
Santa hats are the best item in the game. I love the Santa hats. I might consider wearing a Santa hat in real life the entire month of December while I stream, because Santa hats are that fucking cool. It's that time of year again, boys. I'll definitely be wasting all that. I'm gonna waste XP on every account that I have just to get the black and inverted Santa hats. They're beautiful. Hell yeah, I'm gonna get that shit.
Well, if you look at the history, on average, each holiday event saves you like 100 hours to 200 mil fishing, or to 200 mil all because of the reindeer hat. So on average, it's pretty efficient to do the holiday events. Yeah, I will be doing it just in case. You never know.
Yeah, I need to do it anyway to get a fucking reindeer hat, so. Yep. I don't really care though.
Fuck Fashion Escape. It's my opinion.
Well, when you walk around with the Slayer helm the whole time, it's not that bad.
Well, my theory is I wear a V-skirt for Slayer. Like I hate Fashion Escape.
Yeah,
I hate it all. I wear Cassidy's.
graceful for life.
Alright, so are there any goals that you set for yourself in the last year that you never ended up completing? If so, what were they?
Rank 1 con. Didn't get that.
Dude, what happened?
I didn't really have a prayer goal, but I burnt on that too. And then recently been burning on Slayer.
He didn't have a goal and he still failed it.
That's rough.
It's rank 1 con, I'd say.
I don't really set goals, I just play. See where that gets me. I'm going for max, but like I didn't expect to get it yet, so. So not really.
I guess I've kind of achieved everything I wanted to do, but I don't really set time frames for kind of goals. So I guess like up until I maxed, my goal was maxing. So now I'm just kind of dicking about until I decide what I want to do. I'm like half going for 15 mil all, but I don't really have a time frame set on it. I'm just doing whatever I feel like most of the time.
Tried getting rank 1 overall, but it fell short of that. It was a whole lot of fun playing for 36 straight hours there. But I'll say that was maybe the only goal that I've set that I've failed to achieve. Everything else that I wanted to do at this point, I've done.
Yeah, I don't really set arbitrary goals that often. But as far as goals that I set that I didn't achieve, I guess PMod will be up there.
You still got time.
Yeah, I mean, I still got time. It's not over. I haven't burnt out. I just... Oh well.
Alright. So, what update do you want right now in the game, assuming you could just bypass the polling system?
I don't really. I mean, I like the game how it is. But if I have to think of something, I'd like them to do some kind of quest. I think I'd enjoy a quest, I guess. It's just like an hour break from doing whatever I'm doing to do something new, I guess. That's all I'd really want.
Yeah, I can't really think of anything. I generally dislike all the updates this comes.
I would like some sort of. I talked about this on a Slayer podcast, and we sort of brought up earlier how Hellhounds were extremely overcrowded. And I want some sort of system where you could pay GP, maybe pay Slayer points to access a separate place to cannon certain Slayer creatures that are inside Neve's Cave. Like add a second level to Neve's Cave, and you like pay Slayer points or pay GP to use that second level. I think that'd be a really good update.
Just off the top of my head, I really like the tent whip idea for players who are rich or don't care. So something similar for like a amulet slot. As Mon Kieran was saying, something more offensive. You don't need all the tank ability and prayer bonuses the Fury has. Something that sinks Onyxes over time, maybe even a bit slower than the tent whip is sunk. Be a very viable GP sync.
I like that idea. That's something I've never heard before. What kind of stats would you be thinking for it? Would it have an would it have an improved strength, accuracy, and prayer bonus, or what did you kind of have in
No,
mind?
not the prayer. Less defense and prayer, more like attack and strength.
Okay. I buy
The
into
Onyxes
that.
don't really need a sync though.
Yeah, true.
They just do like Dragonstone sync. We add like 10 Dragonstones or something.
Do you think a Dragonstone sync is or it being so like how that work then? Like if you're talking about Dragonstones here, would you want it to be like some kind of offensive ass Dragonstone bullshit that has better offensive stats than a Fury, or
I guess. I mean, they have to make it useful, but at the same time, they'd have to make it not necessarily worth it for everybody to use without even considering the cost.
yeah, because I mean, like with how cheap it fucking is, you'd have to go through several of them an hour. Like you'd have to go through like at least 5
Yes, I'm
glories.
saying you gotta use like 10 Dragonstones, and then it only lasts like an hour or something.
Like that kind of seems like it's a little bit silly. I feel like for how many recharges you'd have to put into it, or like I don't know. I mean, I liked Andrew's like Fury shit better than. But like,
Well,
I will definitely agree that there needs to be more of a Dragonstone sync than a Fury one. But
well, D-boots. If they made the Primordials a D-boot sync, that would have worked better.
oh yeah, definitely. D boots are just fucking 40k.
Primordials are so much, only very slightly better than D-boots.
And they're
Yeah, they
like,
can,
5,000 times the cost. I might be adding an extra 0 on there, but dude, they're like 60k, and Primordials are fucking like 24 mil.
I'd be more happy with a raw GP sync, because those actually like affect, they kind of combat inflation. I mean, it's obviously all pittance, but if you think about like, if Dragonstones are leaving the game, no wealth is actually leaving the game. What's actually happening is wealth is being distributed more among the items that are in the game. So, this would, if it was just, you'd pay like, 500k an hour, I don't give a shit what it'd be. It's just an example. It would combat inflation just a little bit. And, it helps.
Talking inflation, we could address Zora and Wyverns in that one other place.
Secret place.
Drags are the new Wyverns. They're the even more improved Wyverns. Alright, moving on. Completionist Cape. Do you want to see it? Do you think it'll happen? Would you go for it?
Probably won't happen for a long time, and not gonna go for it, so... Like, how many people are actually gonna go for it? Maybe in 2 years. Don't really care if it happens.
Yeah, I feel like there'd only be a few people who would do it, and I would never do it. It doesn't seem appealing to me whatsoever, but that is what it is. Andrew?
No, I don't want it to happen, and I wouldn't go for it. But it probably will.
It depends on how many hours and what stupid shit you'd have to do in order to get it. Like, if you have to do, like, 1,000 Castword games or whatever it is on RS3, like, I would never do that. But if it was just, like champ scrolls and, stuff like that, I might go for it. It also depends how cool it looks and whether or not it's cosmetic. I would hope it would be cosmetic, but you never know.
I can't imagine it being a best in slot thing that passes. I think it would have to. I think it would have to be cosmetic.
Yeah. The thing is, like, what would you even put in it? I think, yeah, as the Trance said, like, it's basically the Diary Cape plus, like, champ scrolls and, I don't know, what's the other shit, like, the pages from the Whirlpool, or whatever. I don't really get the point of it. I mean, I guess it'd be cool for... There are a few people doing that comp stuff, so I guess it'd be cool for them to kind of show off that they've done this stuff, because there isn't really a way of doing that. So, I wouldn't be opposed to it, but I also wouldn't push for it, and I'd never get it.
Yeah, maybe more people would do it if they didn't make it more appealing to some.
Maybe.
I'll never push for it. I really have no interest in ever doing it either. But there will definitely moving on. How consistent is your guys' sleep schedule, and do you put extra effort into keeping it that way?
My sleep schedule, everything consistent amount of sleep schedule is that I always sleep like 6 to 8 hours. The actual time that I sleep varies widely. Like, this time last week, I was going to bed at like 11 a.m. and then last night I went to bed at like 8 p.m. But I was like slowly resetting the schedule. Like, I would stay up 1 hour later every night until I was going to bed at a normal time. And of course, now that I'm going to bed at a normal time, I'll probably maybe I would give myself 2 weeks before I'm going to bed at like 5 or 6 a.m. again, and I'll just do the same thing. I'll just slowly reset it.
So there's absolutely no consistency.
No, not really.
I mean, push on an hour each day. Eventually, he'll gain an entire day.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a good way of thinking about it.
Well, you gain 8 hours. No, I don't know. I guess you would gain a day.
No, you'll gain a day.
But I would sleep more. Like, if I stay up 20 hours, I'm going to sleep like an hour more, so.
My sleep schedule is pretty much based off of my school, and I wouldn't really say I put any extra effort into any of that because my classes dictate when I sleep. Usually go to bed around 4 most days and wake up at 10. On the weekends, though, sometimes I'll sleep later.
And
also,
at least twice a month, you'll come and see saying you slept 14 hours.
Yeah, that did happen recently as well. But today I slept about 5. During football season, I think I probably sleep a little bit less because the Vikings usually always playing at noon, and I always stay up late Saturday nights. So I got to be up in time for that. But I say it's pretty consistent because usually up around a certain time most days. I usually go to bed around the same time as well.
Yeah.
How about you?
Well, mine's kind of similar to Trance. There's really no consistency in when I sleep. There's a bit more so now in uni, where like I obviously have to up at a certain point. But yeah, it will just slowly every few weeks push and push and push, and then I'll have to just like stay up all day one day and just be absolutely fucked at uni, and then I can get back into, I kind of just reset the clock on it. It happens every 3 weeks to a month. But yeah, I like to sleep when I get home from uni, and then I get up at like midnight, and then it's when all the Americans are on, and escape for like 9 hours, and go to uni again, repeat. That's my preferred.
That's very fucking unique, I'll say.
Yeah, I mean, I've said before, like, it's got some very, it's a really good method, because how could I possibly be late for uni if I'm doing that? If I've got like 9 hours before I have to go. But yeah, I mean, I'm very bad at trying to maintain it. I do, as Trance says, sleep a consistent amount, like 7-8 hours usually, maybe a little bit longer. But I'm very bad at going to sleep at a set time, getting up at a set time.
I'm pretty consistent. I go to bed like 3 a.m., 4 a.m. each night. And then when I get classes or something, I like sleep 2 hours and then go sleep class. So.
2 hours?
Fuck that.
Yeah, train leaves at 7, so yeah.
Holy shit.
I don't go to school. I cut a lot of school though, yeah.
I consistently sleep about 10 hours a night, but once in a while I start
Holy shit.
sleeping. Well, it's because I smoke so much weed, it makes you sleep longer. Anyway. I'll start sleeping 9 hours a day, and then like one day a week, I'll have to sleep like 13 hours, like Randy and Trance were saying.
Damn.
I need my sleep.
That's a lot of fucking sleep, dude. Moving on. So no one really has much consistency. All right. How do you guys think the high scores will look 1 year from now? You can either take this as being EHP or XP. Take it however you want. Who do you think will be the highest risers and those who fall the most?
There's going to be Link's Titan at like 3 bill XP and like 10 people burned out at 2 bill XP when they've got no fast skills left. I really complain who's gonna... Like, Trance will probably go up there quite a bit. Randy will fall down a lot.
You're damn right I will, dude. I will be fucking plummeting. You will see my ass.
You'll be doing Slayer, right? You'll be like...
I mean, you could take it as EHP or XP, like from an EHP standpoint. Like, if you want to look at it like 7-8 months ago, I was ranked 4 EHP behind Link's, Vest, and Runes. And now I'm sitting here at like fucking 11 or some shit. But from an XP standpoint, I should still probably be pretty high because I've been doing high XP skills. But EHP standpoint, hell yeah, I'm about to get fucked even more. But it was cool for the brief period of time where I was sitting at 4. Realistically.
Yeah, it's if you like look back a year ago, I think we had this question on one of the first podcasts, which was a year ago. Wait, did we? That'd be interesting to look at.
Yeah,
because
I wouldn't be surprised if you did, yeah.
But if you look at the high scores a year ago, it really wasn't that different in terms of where people were ranked.
Well, I mean, a year ago, User and a Sick Nerd, like those two are gone.
A Sick Nerd? Yes,
regular. He could make a comeback.
Is Sick Nerd going to be ranked still on top page in a year?
No.
Yeah, I doubt it.
No. He'd be second page. I think it'll be like 1.4 bill, ranked 25 in a year from now.
Yeah.
That's pretty close.
Like last year, this time it was like 400 mil, 350 mil. Remember, I got top page like a week after I maxed. So it must have been like 350 mil a year ago. And it's 890 mil right now for rank 25. So, I can see it going up to like 1.4.
Yeah, I mean, if it was a question last year, I think it'd be cool as fuck to kind of review what everyone said and like compare it. But
yeah.
I think it's, in terms of like up and comers, it's quite difficult to say. It's kind of more of a question of like who's not going to burn out.
Yeah, exactly.
Like. So I think just everyone who's going to show their consistency is going to be, climbing, and everyone who, maybe IRL obligations, but yeah, everyone who can't commit enough time or is going to burn out is going to fall.
I think last year we said it was going to change a ton, but I think as time goes on, it'll change less and less. basically.
Yeah, that's
And the
definitely.
people
Yeah,
in
everyone's
there
going to start
now.
solidifying the ranks that they are, I guess, more so.
Oh,
Will
what
we
if-
have more or less burnouts on the top 18 here?
I think there's a lot more. I think there's gonna be several burnouts. Um, I know that there'll definitely be a lot of people slowing down or burning out. Just like I see myself slowing down like fuck. Come like September next year. I don't know how much fucking time the police had. Like I'm gonna have to spend 40 hours a week just attending academy. I don't know how much shit it's gonna take outside of that. I don't know how much motivation I'll have to be playing then. I could very easily. I'll still make every effort I can to play, balancing out with everything else. But it will. I, I I would love to see what we said a year ago. I'm sure a year ago we were saying, oh, it's gonna be a sick nerd and Lynx Titan, 10 miles ahead of everyone else, no one even close. And
Well, we're half, right?
I mean, we were. I mean, look where we're fucking at right now. But it'll be real interesting to see. Have any of you guys considered making a dead man money-making alt, given the exchange rates being quite favorable?
No. Although I consider those alts the same as an old school alt, I don't think you have higher morals if you play those alts. It's just my opinion.
No, I'm a lazy fuck, so I didn't make one. Kind of
Yeah.
curious though, which one ended up being the most profitable?
Shit. Fuck no. For me, like,
Some of them made a lot of money.
oh yeah, definitely. I'm sure there's someone out there.
Curve smoothing and
I'm
shit.
I'm sure there's someone out there who tries to hide the fact that they play on an alt in dead man mode and have made hundreds of mil from it. But
probably like Dragon Seance or some shit.
You wouldn't hide it.
No, that's true.
But I'd never consider doing it. Even though like money's what makes the world go round, and you could make a lot more on dead man mode. Already making an infinite amount of GP an hour. I know that I said I'm trying to get prayer banked as fast as possible, and I'm still bills away. But I don't want to deal with the bullshit of dying. I cannot, like, one thing that I love about RuneScape is that it's not fucking stressful. Like, when I was playing, like, back when I used to play Xbox, and, like, I was playing Madden and 2K, even, like, the Call of Duty that I did play, even though it would just get me so fucking pissed and stressed out, whereas on RuneScape, I'm on here having a great time every time, the whole time. If I died on Dead Man mode, I have no clue how pissed off I'd be, and that's something I would not want to deal with. Besides, like, you already make an infinite amount of GP an hour. All it would save is the time that you have to play on an alt.
Yeah. I mean, if I was going to make an alt, well, play an alt, like, seriously, I think I would really not enjoy playing a Deadman alt, but I just don't like playing alts in general. I just feel like, you know, I enjoy playing without an alt. It just feels stressful. It just feels stressful for me, so yeah. I don't bother with them. But yeah, like, definitely, if I died, I'd be so fucking mad on Deadman, like, there's no way I'd make a Deadman alt.
Do you guys think JackOscar will ever offer 200 mil capes, and do you think that they should?
I think this question would be, I'd probably have a different answer in like 2 years. I think right now they won't, and I don't think they should either. I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to them adding them. I don't know. I don't think I have an opinion either way on whether they should add them, but I don't think they will. That's the point.
I mean, like RS3 doesn't have them, do they? Like,
They have 120 capes.
oh yeah, I guess. But nah, I don't think they will. Then.
It's like the closest thing to it.
Kind of dumb. Don't think they should. Don't think they will.
Actually think they will do it. I think John C. mentioned back when they were first talking about skill cape perks, he mentioned 200 mil capes. They never really talked about it after that. And he said it would be put off until next year. I think they will actually offer it. I don't think they should though, just because I don't think they should really incentivize post max training, especially for some arbitrary number like 200 mil. It just really makes sense from a game design perspective, but I'm not gonna I'm not gonna fight it if they want to do that.
I want them to, but I know they won't. Even though, as Randy said on stream yesterday, there are more people with 200 mils than there are max, so it is a broader audience. They just have to make, 23 times more capes than the max cape is why they aren't going to do it.
Yeah.
Just too much design work.
Is that still true if you take away cooking? Like, if you want to count real skills?
Is it past 100? It must be close.
It's close, like 80 something.
Yeah.
90 almost.
I think I counted once, and I think last time I counted there were like almost twice as many 200 mils as maxes, but I can't remember if that was right or not.
That sounds right.
Yeah.
Sounds right.
I don't. Yeah, I mean, Andrew said what I said before, so yeah, they're just not gonna put the work into that shit. There's just no way. About a year ago, I was saying that, hey guys, they're gonna be coming out with the max cape and skill cape perks and 200 mil capes. I called it the skill cape rejuvenation. This is pretty much what that was, but they included everything about what I said a year ago, besides the 200 mil capes. Looking at it though, I think it would be pretty fucking big. Like, it would be a huge fucking update if they included like 200 mil capes with these skill cape perks, max cape as well. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure that the team discussed 200 mil capes when they were talking about skill cape perks, max cape, and shit like that. Sure, it was something that was talked about, and they brushed it off then. I don't ever see it being presented anytime again. Moving on, last question here real quick. Zoid and Jack, this was your guys' first podcast that you guys were on. How did you guys like it? I mean, it didn't go as well as it should have, but how'd you guys feel about it? Would you want to be doing something like this again?
Yeah, I can go on again. Sure. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
A little lack of fire on this one, though. Not that much controversial shit to talk about.
There was a question about Vestfold's latest video. I was hyped as fuck to answer. I even watched the video to give a relevant opinion on, but I didn't make it.
Trance, did you delete that? Cause I know that shit was on there when I went to bed.
Yeah, it was on
I
when I
deleted
got
a bunch when I was doing the order for questions. I deleted someone I didn't like. Yeah.
Press Control F, delete.
Yeah, that's what I.
No, but yeah, I'd definitely be on again. I had a good time, even though it was interrupted many times.
Yeah. Hopefully in the future, at home. I mean, there's still we'll be doing 1 or 2 podcasts with me at this home at home with this shit. Not the next one, but the one after that will be definitely here, and then the one after that as well. Before I got like a 4-week break in between semesters, which is a long motherfucking time.
Fuck.
But yeah, but three I'm taking a class, like I am taking a winter class though, and that shit is 3 weeks long, and we're moving at like the pace that we're moving at is a week per day. I really have no idea how much time this shit's gonna take. It is online though, so tons of woodcutting XP will be done. I wouldn't be surprised if I hit like 40 mil fucking woodcutting by the time it's over. But yeah. But that we were gonna end up getting a lot more questions from the Twitch chat that we would have collected, but too many disconnections and we didn't end up streaming the majority of this shit. But I want to thank everyone who tuned in for watching this shit. Our next podcast should be on December 12th or 13th. We'll go 11th, 12th, or 13th. Over that weekend, that'll be the next one. I know that there was a 3-week break in between this one and the last one. That happened one other time before. I don't expect that happening again, but I want to thank everyone for tuning in and watching. If you watch this shit, put in the comments #GreenDragMovement. Get it going, boys. We got this bitch.